G'day. G'day, you mob. How's it going? There he is. Hi. What's cracking? What's going on with you lot? Hey? Hey? Oh, look out. Quite a few hanging out, waiting for time to pass. Oh, hang on. I've forgotten to do something before I get into all of the hellos and whatnot. Got to get that. Go there. And do that, I think. All right. I think. Maybe. We'll see. Time will tell. How are we all? It's great to see everyone here. Looks like someone was here only for the song and then they've gone. Don't know what's going on top of my head. Lots of hair. Thirsty Rabbit. First lad in the chat today. Big bucket of kudos. Pardon me in the thingy for you, Thirsty. Oh, no. Now I've lost all my first chat. Who else was there? Mary Page was there. Joel G, GRB. Crikey, lots of other people. Hang on, what if I go back here? Will I see them? Crikey. Peplin was in early. G'day, Peplin. Pep, how's things? Who else did I miss? 44 Mag Guy. Derek, how's it going? John Larson, how are you, Jono? Good to see you, mate. T-Bone, good to see you. Kev's popping up to have a drink, is he? Time will tell, Kev. Time will tell. I'm just going to put that down for now. It's doing me no favours at all. Who else have I missed? Everyone, lots of people apparently. GRB, I think I said g'day to GRB. Dragon Lair, how are you? C23, how are you? Oh, nearly choked myself then. Nearly's not good enough. Tampa Tom, how are you? Alien World Aquatics, hello, Scott and Paige, if Paige is in the background. Gina French, hi Gina, how are you? Mismatched Socks. What did we work out? That was Jessica, wasn't it? Welcome back, Jess, under your new moniker. Chevy Fish, hi Chevy. Big D Smoke, how are you, Big D? Good to see you, mate. Welcome into this thing. I am doing pretty good, thanks, T-Bone. Sorry for the radio silence while I was reading all of this stuff. Oh, yeah, GRB. Speaking of the storming and lightning and stuff, we got certainly experienced a fair smattering of lightning and stuff. And, oh, g'day, Bob Kaler. I didn't say hi to you. Maybe I've scrolled over Bob somehow. Yeah, lots of big strikes very close by. And Scungey's house actually got struck by the lightning. Knocked out all the power and stuff. And obviously, when a lightning bolt lands that close, it's very loud and frightful. Oh, pardon me. I was responding to a GRB comment about the storm up and down the East Coast and forgot to actually put it on screen. And yeah, GRB, there was so many lightning strikes. So many. Oh, Chevy Fish is already out. Good night, Chevy Fish. Sleep well. Nice one, Chevy. Love those minutes. Big D, always a good solution to hella pain is hella stoned. Well, not always, but sometimes it works, doesn't it? Really annoyed by what's going on top of my head. I don't think that's going to make it much better. Chris John, how you going? Welcome. Oh, is that a link? Did you change your name potentially, Kev, or have you always been Kev's Aquatics? Or were you Fuggin' Fish? I know there was a little bit of conjecture last time we all spoke about that name. Some people liked it, some people didn't, etc., etc., etc. Yes, that was the extended version, or the full version, we should say, of that little snippet of my intro song. One day I might actually get my butt into gear and, actually put some imagery, some visuals to go with the audials, with that longer version of the song, because it gives me a few minutes at the start to get it rolling, wander around, psych up, get pumped for the show. Not really. This time it gave me time to go and do a wee before I started. And that's always good. Kev, really keen to come up. Craig Broderick, how are you, Craig? Kev, I used to, but now I do not put links to the StreamYard into the chat. Too many people have come asunder by doing that and getting people popping up on screen and revealing certain things about themselves that lots of folks don't necessarily want to see. So yeah, if you got me on Facebook or Instagrams, stuff like that. Actually, yeah, it's probably doable through Instagram, and we can see how we go. What's your beverage of choice, Kev? Hey, what are you into, and where are you? Hi, Candy. Thanks for chucking the links into Bentley's stream. Mental block there. Blake's the Cortex. Jesse, how are you, fellas? Welcome. Missed. Who else did I just miss? Sandra Bennett. Hello there. Oh, hello, Sandra Bennett's sister. It was. I didn't even get that reference of Vernon. Is that the dude that was misbehaving, was it? Fishymon, how's it going? Welcome. T-Bone saying g'day. 40-ounce Budweiser. Delaware. Is Delaware a state or a city? Yeah, it's a state, isn't it? Here's me thinking I knew geography. Pardon me. I am currently expecting a guest. Someone should, if Vernon did it more than once, someone should put a compilation video together of Vernon's antics. I never actually witnessed any of his deeds, but I certainly heard a lot of speak about at least one. Dead Fred is in Delaware. What was I going to say? I forgot what I was going to say already. That's great. I really did. Yeah, I thought it was a state. Just do it. 28 420. You think I'm got time to compose an email while I'm doing a live stream, Kev? G'day, Gaffer. Coming in under a different name. Rico Stan, how are you? And World Aquatics is Maryland. Someone else was out that way too. Recently had communicates with. Oh, really? Kingscliff's only a stone's throw from my joint. It's a lot closer to Scungey's house. Oh, that's what I was going to say. GRB. There's a Scungey has started a new shop. I can't remember if is it threadbare or threadless. It might be threadless. I don't know if she's got a lot of content on there at the moment. Might only be one shirt at the moment. But yeah, if we can get a link to that one up there, that's the one she's going to start putting a lot more artwork on. I'll just shoot Scungey a quick message. Just to make sure if I've got that correct. Oh, no way. No way, Sandra Bennett's sister. I had no idea. My sincerest condolences. It's always terrible news. Sandra Bennett was a long-time supporter and regular viewer of my live streams and stuff. I think she might have even been around since day one when I started doing these live streams, really, really early in the piece. So that is awfully sad to hear. Yeah, Dragonlair. Sarah had a considerable drought on Instagram for a long, long time. And now she's super keen to get back into getting artwork and stuff out there. I can't say she had an awful lot to say, but she'd certainly come in and let everyone know she was here and have a little bit of a chat. Just, 2 cents here and there. And yeah, like Chevy says, it's a it is lovely to have you along. And let us all know that she's gone and that she's in our thoughts. That's what we're letting you know. She's in our thoughts, and yeah, she will be missed. Like I said, she's a long-time supporter of me and my channel, and always seemed to be hanging out. Yes, very sad news. Actually, yeah, that's Bob. That is where yeah, I think that's where I think Night Girl brought Sandra Bennett over to my channels. I'm really enjoying the talking today. So yes. How are you, Thirsty? Good to see you, mate. You were first in the chat today, so you've got a bucket of kudos coming to you in the post. Pardon me. And Dragonlair, yes. It is, from my point of view also, it is awesome to see her getting back into being a productive artist. I'll get a GT if I didn't say hi to you. And I got snacks. So yeah, it has been very promising to see Sarah get back into drawing, lots and lots of drawing, churning out work. I believe she's completed a couple of works on Dan Slee's request. So fingers crossed we'll see some stuff on Dan Slee's Instagram in the near future. G'day, Chewy. How are you, mate? Yeah, they are very difficult to find, GRB. Actually, if I go, I probably should do it in front of me so I don't reach so far and give myself a mischief. Go there. Go there. Search in conversation. Okay, so it should be all lowercase, or helps if you're in the text box to type it, but I will type it. Sponge Princess dot, pardon me, threadless.com. Like I said, last time I clicked on there and looked, she'd only put one design up, and it looks like, yeah, it's still only one design on there. But by all means, jump on that link, bookmark it, check back. There will be, fingers crossed, soon, lots of new stuff going up on there. Crikey, how do I just get to the bottom? Where's the arrow button? It's gone. Don't have one. And yeah, keep your eyes out on the Instagram. She'll, yeah, fingers crossed she'll be pumping 3/4 speed. Interesting. This doesn't change the pitch or anything, does it? It just changes the pace. Oh. I think Scungey might have ditched the idea of threadless. I'll just clarify that before I... Don't think she's ditching it. She has said that it's okay for me to tell people about it. So maybe she's just keeping her options open and having more than just the 1 or 2 stores. She's still got a big cartel store, and her Instagram. I think she's sorting out a link tree as well, to organise all of that stuff into one place. Ugly man, how are you? Oh, I've got a few jump in, have I? Well, I wasn't looking. Cichlids Aquarium Keeper, how's it going, mate? Cack. Bit of cack. Who else did I miss? Yeah, thanks, Candy, and thanks, GRB. I probably should still sort some stuff out. I do keep saying that I've got to sort out my Teespring shop, but very, very little stuff ever moved off it. No, Gaffer, I didn't, because I think I'd opened up a tab to it to check out later on, and then I'd closed my computer down and it didn't remember my pages. So this time I will write that down. That way it's there and I know I won't lose it. Oh, wow. Oh, MCC, as in the Marylebone Cricket Club or the Melbourne Cricket Club? Because if it was the MCC from England, yeah, I'd be super jealous of that. I want one of those ties. But I'm guessing if you're saying go the D's, being the Melbourne Demons, the MCG. G'day, Atkins. No worries, mate. Better late than never. Oh, Priscilla's here as well. How did you pull up after your very harrowing yet hilarious incident the other night, Priscilla? Where was that? What stream was it on? So you're going to have to refresh my memory. Priscilla got lost at the airport, couldn't find her car. I suppose lots of people might have witnessed that anyway. I was suggesting that someone, cut it all up and make it its own video. That would have been hilarious. And I do apologise, Priscilla, that we were taking such delight in your harrowing experience, but it really did make for entertaining televisual experience. Indeed. Did Fred? How are you, Fredo? That's right, yeah, it was on Anthony's stream. Classic. That's right, there was like 27 of us on screen or something, wasn't there? Streetwise. How are you, Streety? Good to see you. I don't know if Sandra Bennett's sister has left. Can we get a name so we don't just keep calling you SBS? Yeah, it's hanging not too bad. Thanks, Fred. Unless, if you want to maintain anonymity, I'm sure we're quite happy to refer to you as Sandra Bennett's sister, to keep her name in the, what's it called? The ether. And yes, gone but not forgotten. And I'm sorry it's taken me this long to know that. I feel a bit slack about that. Anyway. Yeah, I think being Australian, Streety, everyone gets referred to by nicknames more than their real names, I think. Unless, people are trying to pretend to be posh or something. Horses doing laps. Interesting behaviour of the horse. And did I may have missed if Broderick, did you answer my question about MCC? Oh, right, there it is, Melbourne Cricket Club, right. Oh, look out. Let's do a bit of this.
Oh, hey.
Hi there.
What's going on?
Oh, a little bit of this. The same old usual stuff.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
I'd like I need to get like a soundboard or something organised so I can go, ladies and gentlemen, welcome, Corvus Oscar, and then like play
to the show,
crowd roar and stuff like that. But that would involve research and doing stuff.
R&D.
Yeah, research and doing.
Doing. Going. What's going on with you today? What's happening? What's new?
Not a lot. It's we've had a few days of rain and cloudiness, and now the sun's out all bright and hot, and of course that means humidity. So the good old Australian subtropical humidity has kicked off with a fury today.
Yeah.
On a lighter note, I did rescue a very, very large green tree frog this morning. He was trapped, oddly enough, in a bird trap. We have this bird trap that hasn't been used, but it's been in storage. And very, very big green tree frog got himself stuck in it because being a trap, it's designed for things to go in, but not for things to go out.
And yeah, so they don't get out.
Yeah, and it's very difficult to communicate to wild animals that you're just trying to help them.
Yeah, they don't know what's going on.
Just trying to get you out, buddy. I don't want to eat you.
They don't know a dang thing.
Because, of course, just being a frog, all I wanted to do, reach in, grab him, pull him out. But being a wire cage, he hung on for grim life. And, I mean, I probably would like to eat frog's legs one day just to say that I have, but I didn't want to rip frog's legs off a frog before I ate them.
Yeah, it's a weird situation. Like, you certainly don't want to be doing that. Realistically, I mean, even as a chef, I've done a fair bit of that, and I actually had to put down a chicken earlier this week. It's not enjoyable at all.
What was its problem?
It had what's it called? It had a sickness that it was not going to recover from, and I can't. What is it called? It's called like fly strike, I think is what it's called.
Where their butt just gets really gross and diseased. Or is
yeah, that's basically what happened. I forget. Yeah, flies or what is it? It's myiasis, I believe is what it's called. But it's often fatal. It's like flies lay eggs and it's just not good. And she was just like really emaciated, and there was it's basically one of those things where it was like, this chicken is old, it has fly strike, it's just, we could give it a bunch of medication and stuff, and it's not going to become younger or get all that weight back or anything like that, so.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, there you go. Jesse's got another name for it: stuck butt disease.
Stuck butt. Yeah,
that's what the Hawaiians must call it.
Must be what they call it.
But yeah, I mean, a similar thing happens to sheep as well. They get fly blown, and that's if you've seen that when it's been let to progress, it's quite atrocious and very vile, and generally death is the best option.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, because we just didn't notice it, up until it was like, oh, wait, what's going on with this chicken? Why is she acting all slow and tired? And picked her up, and she'd lost a lot of weight and stuff, It's not one of those that you can really notice until they, are sick.
So far gone. Yeah. Yeah, well, their bodies are well disguised by their feathers, so it's not like you notice the weight loss unless you're doing regular physicals on your animals.
Well, I don't know who does. I don't know anybody that does that with their chickens, unless they have like one chicken or something,
Yeah, pets.
But,
pets that they're coddling every day.
Yeah, like a pet chicken that you're carrying around all the time. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah. Yeah, those guys probably don't get stuck butt disease.
They probably would. You'd probably just notice it or something,
Yeah, I suppose
sooner.
you'd notice the initial stages and be able to act straight on it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I don't know, it's unfortunate, but it's part of
This thing
having
called life.
animals and the thing called life. Yeah, and we're all not gonna make. We're all not gonna make it.
That's
Does that
right.
make sense? Yeah.
We've all got to go sometime.
Yeah.
And what's new in your world then? Pretty much nothing new in mine.
Man, more of the same. I don't know if there's like a pandemic going on.
I heard of that thing.
There's elections going on. There's craziness going on. It's just nutty. The Republican Party is stacking the Supreme Court in just the most obscene way. Yeah, it's a lot happening, but not much also at the same time. That's the weird thing.
Does the Supreme Court staffing, does that not get affected by the outcome of the election? Like if they, or is this just their...
I would say, yeah, as an Australian, you're probably not familiar with our form of government. So
not entirely, no.
Here's a quick rundown. So whenever you see a senator on the news or something, right? There are 2 senators per state.
Yes, I knew there was 100 of them.
Yeah. So the House of Representatives, there are 535 of them. You get more of them as the population goes up, right?
Sure.
As the population grows. And I might not be 100% accurate on that, but the Supreme Court, there are 9 of them. And when you're appointed, you are a Supreme Court judge forever until you die.
Yeah, right.
So it's a job that you get to just have your whole entire life. So it's, it's kind of a big deal when they appoint somebody who could easily be in that position for 30 years, right? So that's what's going on.
And how do they get this position? Are they just appointed by someone in power?
Well, the president appoints them, or basically picks one out of the judiciary, right? So all of the judges, but they don't actually have to be from the judiciary. That's one of the things that's really interesting. You could just pick, Steve from down the street if you wanted to, but the president picks the appointee, and then they go through this round of basically it's like a job interview. So they go in front of the Senate asks them a bunch of questions. They act like they're holier than thou, and they can't answer really any questions. It's very interestingly stupid how it goes down. They're all like that though. So it's not unique to this specific one that's happening right now. It's always been like that. The Supreme Court, they ask them all these questions. Then they act like, oh, well, I can't, I couldn't comment on that right now because currently there is, in one of the courts, someone's deciding that, blah, blah, blah. That's basically the canned answer, and
so
then
they've got to prove that they know lawyer speak.
Right. And then the Senate votes yay or nay. Right. And if they have a simple majority, it's approved. So you get 51 to 49, and you get approved.
Wow.
If it's 50 to 50, the vice president is the tiebreaker.
Right. So, yeah.
Which, if it's split down the middle, it's not actually split down the middle. So, I had problems with Kavanaugh, and most people were like, they wanted to focus on, Brett Kavanaugh getting in and all of the character questioning and stuff that came in with, he had a sexual assault allegation and that kind of stuff. And that stuff is on its own right. An issue, right? You're like, they're trying to figure out like if this person that's going to be appointed to a lifelong position, and people act like it's unique to the Supreme Court. It's not unique to the Supreme Court to have those kinds of allegations. It's happened multiple times in my life, and I'm not that old. But my big issue with that guy is that Gorsuch was the other guy who was added to the Supreme Court. And Kavanaugh and Gorsuch went to high school together, right? And that should immediately, in my opinion, disqualify a Supreme Court justice that's coming up into the Supreme Court. There's only 9 seats, and you're there for life, right? And you go like, oh, these guys have known each other since they were 16 years old. This is just not, no, sorry. That, in my opinion, that's what would have disqualified him, is that like, sorry, man, one of the other Supreme Court justices your whole entire life. Seems inappropriate. It seems inappropriate to me, but
and so the only way they
this Amy Coney Barrett, who just got appointed in like 9 days flat, which is insane. It normally takes a long time for them to get appointed. It normally takes months. It normally takes months of like, FBI background checks, people sorting out paperwork. It just takes a long time. Typically, this took like 9 days.
Yeah.
And, my big issue with this lady is that during her questioning in front of the Senate, a really standout point was as somebody asked her what were the five rights appointed in the First Amendment to our Constitution, which, by the way, as a Supreme Court justice, that's your job, is knowing that. And she didn't know them.
Yeah,
she
I
was
did
like,
hear that.
well, like, here's 3 of them, and then maybe here's the 4th one, and I'll admit it, I don't know them off the top of my head. I'm not a Supreme Court justice, though. That's not my job. My job is to know which end of the wires are going to shoot fire out of them, or which hose does what. So
potentially she may have done a civil service, because now they'll be encouraging all of the kids to learn what the 5 things are. But
no. I mean, she's a direct product of people like not really caring, So that's my problem. Is I'm just like, dude, this is just a problem. But also at the same time, whatever,
And the only way they can lose this job is dying or severe, serious misdemeanors or something.
Felonies generally. I mean, I think misdemeanors. I think they'd probably be okay. I think they would just be.
I was using that term just as a general thing.
Well, I just think that people would be mad at them, but I don't think they lose their job. I think it has to be like some kind of felony or something. I'm not 100% on the crimes, the level of crime they have to commit, but I know that it has to be serious, because like we've had Supreme Court justices that got like DUIs and all sorts of other stuff, and they didn't lose their spot, but they didn't lose their seat. But the idea is that they have their job for life so that they're not partisan, right?
Yeah.
Because they're not worried about losing their job, or
it doesn't matter who's in power.
Yeah, and they're supposed to just be a nonpartisan court, but it's pretty clear, they've pushed these 3 people onto the court in the last little while, that are clearly partisan characters, so, well, we'll see what happens. But, the easy way around that is you pass a law in the House, and if the Senate passes it with a supermajority, so over 65 or something like that. I think 65 of the 100, like it wouldn't even be able to be viewed by the Supreme Court. I believe that's the ruling on that. And if the Supreme Court strikes it down, I believe that the Senate can motion to do a popular vote, I think. So there's other mechanisms of just making law, right? So it's not like everything's screwed. It's just that the justices review whether or not something is constitutional or not. So, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think sure the fact that she's a woman, Gaffer, is part of it, but that whole 9-day thing leaves a funny smell in my nose. Surely,
I mean,
there's going to be more come out about that, definitely.
Well, no, she's already in.
Yeah, but people will talk about it and speculate as to all of the dark and evil reasons why it happened so quick for her, apart from the
it's Mitch McConnell. I mean, there's not really any speculation about it. It's literally Mitch McConnell. He's the senator from Kentucky, and he's the majority in the Senate. He's the leader of the majority, which is 52 to, I believe, is it 52 to 48? No, it's 53 to 47 right now. And then there's an independent. There's something like that. Yeah, I don't know, whatever. Basically, the Republican Party currently being led by Mitch McConnell, who is just one of the most disgusting people on the planet, to push this through. And the likelihood of that is that he pushed it through because of this election that's coming up. There's a big chance that he's going to lose his seat after being there for like 30 years. John Larson says she is very smart and well qualified. She's never even tried a case in her entire career. How is that qualified? Anyhow,
how does that work? If wasn't she a judge for 3 years? Someone said.
Yeah, she's only been a judge for 2.5 years or something like that, and she's never tried a case. She's barely even a judge. So whether she's smart or not, she's not qualified. Anyhow, Mitch McConnell's likely in danger of either losing his majority in this election, and which is coming up in a week. It's a week from today. So he's pushing that through, and I mean that's his priority. You know what I mean? And it's his prerogative too at this point. So either way.
Surely the best thing to come out of the fact that we've got an American election coming up is that there's been a little bit less on the news about COVID.
Yeah, just like a tiny bit.
Just a little bit of other nonsense to talk about.
I mean, the coronavirus here, we're seeing like 80,000 cases a day now in the United States.
New cases.
Huh?
New cases.
Yeah, daily.
Yeah. Wow.
So it's spreading all over the place. And the Trump administration today came out and said, like, "Oh, we've conquered the coronavirus. We've defeated it, and we just give up. We're not going to do anything anymore." So I don't know. It's very bizarre. It's very bizarre.
It's look. I think it's really interesting how there's so many different countries trying different strategies. Pardon me, and a lot of them, are getting different results. So, it's good that we're, as a species, are all trying different things. And, who's to say that we're ever going to come out of it? It'll just be a you know, I hate to say it, the new normal that everyone talks about.
Well, I mean, we will start vaccinating for it. There will be a vaccine for it. I mean, not to say every lab, but basically every part of the world is trying to develop a vaccine and sharing information back and forth about the vaccines. There's a bunch that are in phase 3.
Yeah, so close.
Yeah. But it's an extremely dangerous virus that we don't know what the long-term we don't know what the long-term effects are. That's the big issue, is that for years and years and years, everybody thought to catch chickenpox on purpose. I don't know if you remember that.
Yep,
Or if it was definitely like that in Australia. Like when we were kids, if someone had chickenpox when we were kids, like all the moms brought us over there for us to catch chickenpox. Right?
Yeah, that happened down here as well. Big time.
And the after effect to chickenpox is the shingles when you're older, right? And I don't know if anybody out there is signing up to get shingles when they're older, but that's how you get it. Yeah,
it's pretty brutal too, eh?
If you get herpes on your mouth, you have that for life. That's a virus that we don't have any kind of cure for, that will never go away, the effects. So,
we're certainly hearing about all of these long-term after effects that people are having.
Hold on a second. We got to say night-night to the baby bear.
Well, I hope she doesn't swear again this time. David Ellsworth. G'day, David. How are you? Anyone else I missed? MTF and F. Hello.
Yell at Australia.
Say hi.
Say hello, Australia.
Australia.
Say hello, down under.
Hello.
Eating the microphone again.
Okay. Night-night, baby. I love you. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me snuggle mama. You snuggle mama.
And lo and behold, we have another guest.
I did review the tape last time, and I think she did drop an F-bomb, even though that's not a word that she knows. It sounded like it. It certainly sounded like it. But I've never heard her say an F-bomb, but she will say "damn it." Thanks. I think
it was just a homophone of happenstance.
Vicky knows, and Vicky takes credit. Olivia knows "damn it" from Vicky. And the other day she dropped something on the ground and she goes, "Damn it." I did review the tape and it sounded like she was dropping F-bombs, but I know that she wasn't, because I've never heard her heard her drop an F-bomb yet.
I think we were all fairly convinced she wasn't deliberately dropping F-bombs.
Yeah, I don't think it was. I think she was trying to say something else, and
it was just
it just sounded like it. Because I reviewed the tape and I was like, that sounds like an F-bomb, but I don't think that's not what she was saying. I think she was just strong on the mic. What were we talking about? Viruses? Oh yeah. So
after effects of COVID and stuff.
So like one of the weird things with COVID is that it's causing all these weird blood clotting issues with a certain group of people, right?
Yeah.
So that's something that most scientists that I've read that have been researching it, that is one of the big issues that they are concerned about long term, right? Because we know that a lot of people have been exposed to it. We know that it's causing these issues with not only lung damage, but like not only lung damage, but with this blood clotting issue and stuff like that. So
yeah,
it's really like, that's kind of the big problem with it, is it's almost like, yeah, you could get over it now, but the long-term thing is really the thing that's weird. Like polio, we're finding out now that people that made it that survived polio. Once they're seniors, there's this like degenerative polio comeback flare-up thing. I forget what it's called. There's a name for it, but yeah.
Interesting. I've not heard that one. But yeah, let's bring up another guest. Do you mean T-Bone? Do you mean can I personally trim back aquarium plants? Yeah, it's called pruning.
Yeah. Yes.
Hello, not Nola Jane. And I've said it 3 times now, so I'm just going to bring up the one, the only, the fabulous Scunge Princess. How are you, love?
All right.
You guys have met before, have you not?
Mhm.
Yes.
Right, good. We don't have to go through all of those, what do you call it, pleasantries and whatnot?
Mm.
Now,
You do
your
that.
ears must have been burning, Scungy, because earlier in the stream, we had a bunch of people noticing that you were highly active again on the Instagrams.
Yeah, I'm trying.
There was quite a few people were incredibly stoked to see you back in the game again.
Oh,
And
that's
I was concurring, saying that it's awesome to see you, drawing and stuff again, getting amongst it as it was. Pardon me.
yeah, it's a pretty weird world when I'm not drawing.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's just taken me a really long time to brave up to getting back on social media. It can feel pretty
Talk
daunting.
amongst yourselves for a sec.
I don't.
He's got a slight fire or something going on. He might have been attacked.
Let's see.
But you're back on social media, posting it up.
Yeah, it's been a few days now, and I've been trying to, do regular posts and stuff like that.
Mm. Yeah, it's always good to like it. I mean, I think regardless of who you are, it's always kind of good to take a break now and again because it gets overwhelming.
Absolutely. If it wasn't for my art stuff, I probably. Whew,
Oh, he's got a snake.
Just musked on me too.
yum.
Oh, that stinks.
What kind of snake is that?
That is a common tree snake or a
Oh.
green tree snake. Quite a few of them around here. This one's got some lumps on it, like it's got worms. Quite a few, but yeah, I have to put it down because it reeks.
We've had a few here lately too. My son keeps on almost scootering over them on the driveway. Lucky we can't smell him. It'll be rank.
Oh, do they stink?
Mm. It's because he's like picked it up and then it's like put its smell all over him.
Oh, it
To-
starts like
To
secreting
repel
some
him,
kind
I
of
think.
stinky, smelly stuff.
Mm.
I don't think we have any snakes in the States that emit stink. I don't think so. Well, I mean, we have skunks, though. I don't know if you have skunks down in Australia, but
We don't have any skunks.
skunks you can smell from a couple miles away. Like if somebody runs one, if somebody runs one over on the freeway, you start smelling it like a couple miles before you get to where it's at. Like, oh my god.
That's a powerful smell.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Sure is.
And if a skunk sprays you, you're gonna stink for a couple of days. You're not gonna be around. You're not gonna be able to be around people.
I must say that I've certainly had worse musks off a snake before than that one just now, but it's a smell that gets right in the back of your neck. So yeah, I'll be smelling that for a couple of hours now. But that's a hit I was willing to take for the show.
What did you just spot a snake like out in the brush out there and run out and grab it?
Well, my mum spotted it from over there and she yelled out to me to tell me it was there, which is funny that I didn't see it because where it was a fence post directly above the camera on my computer. I mean, I don't do a lot of looking down the camera, but generally I'm tuned into those little movements. I may have seen it as it went along the fence, but yeah, good on my mum for spotting that first. Did I see some new people in? I saw Rockford. Hello, Rockford. Welcome. Oh, yeah, Jess, they make stinks. So a form of defense, I guess, like a lot of creatures that can't do much to defend themselves.
It's got that funk. I was saying that, like, we don't have any funky snakes here, but we have skunks, so I think that makes up for it.
I reckon you'd probably find that your garter snakes and your rat snakes, they probably have a bit of a musky smell as a self-defense.
No, not really. I mean, I've messed with a lot of, let's see, bull snakes, rattlesnakes, garter snakes. I don't have rat snakes in my area, but garter snakes for sure, and they don't stink.
Chevy says garter snakes emit smelly slime.
I've never noticed
Derek
that.
says chicken snakes are very smelly. I don't even know what a chicken snake is.
Yeah, I don't know what that is either. I'm not really a snake guy, I don't know.
Yeah, I like my snakes.
But I'll tell you this much. In the States, if you see a skunk, that is the one animal that pretty much everybody would just run away from.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, I literally seen people like walk up to moose because they want to try and get a cool picture with it, and I'm like, dude, that moose is gonna kill you. But they're like, no, I'm gonna get a picture with the moose. Like,
Yeah,
all right,
it won't
idiot.
make me smell.
Yeah, but the skunk, like, you see a skunk coming like down the road, people are gonna run away from that one.
Now, I've heard that some people keep skunks as pets. Does that mean that they have the stink glands removed or something, or are they just
yeah? They get. Oh, trust me, you got to get it removed. It's not an option. I think they do it to them when they're like a little baby,
They're pretty adorable, though.
They are adorable. I will say that they're cute as hell. But I would say, like, get a hedgehog, man. Like, hedgehogs are just dope, and you don't have to like do any surgery to them or anything. And they pretty much eat the same thing and stuff. Little bugs and stuff.
Yeah.
Hedgehogs are cool.
Bob, no, that snake was not a venomous snake. So yes, quite safe with that, apart from the smell. Or unless you're a tiny little animal that fits in its mouth, then it's quite dangerous as well. Yeah, they're called common tree snakes for a reason. They're common as. And that's that's the second one I've had here in a couple of weeks. Mm-hmm. And the other one had so many more lumps and worms in it. That one looked quite healthy. I wish I didn't just wipe my nose then. There's still snake musk on my finger. That area of my hand is scentless.
Oh, that is good.
Yeah, I guess like most animals, they might not, use their defense mechanism until very heavily threatened. Mm-hmm. So potentially you never, poked a garter snake in the right spot, Corvus.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I've picked them up, carried them around, done all that stuff. So I don't know. Maybe I just never noticed. And maybe it's just not that intense. Or maybe I just didn't care. Maybe that's it. Or maybe they smell equally as bad as I do. And I'm just nose blind to it. It could be. That could be that. Could be I'm just I've just been giving myself a covered wagon all night, farting, and I just can't smell anymore. It could be. It could be.
Oh, there is a rare color form of those green tree snakes that is blue, where it had a yellow belly. The
Yeah.
blue form has a blue belly.
Oh,
And I caught one of those one time out in the back paddock. That was one of those moments where I was sitting at the dinner table having lunch or dinner, a meal. Pardon me. And I just saw it out in the back paddock and bolted for it and grabbed it. Took some photos and stuff. And when I let it go, I discovered that I had been musked by that snake, and that was one of the worst smells I'd ever smelt. I washed with multiple different, pardon me, cleaning chemicals and whatnot, and I had that smell on my hand for about 3 or 4 days. It was brutal. I did not need that in my life at the time. It's quite hideous.
It might work well for social distancing though. Now, you know, you're like, hey, I got the musk. Stay away 6 feet.
Oh, I certainly would.
Or sorry, 2 meters. I gotta go metric for you guys, so you know what's going on.
T-Bone raised an interesting point that I've always thought as well, that I'm certainly more frightened of a lot of America's animals than some of the Australian ones.
Okay.
But I guess the big issue with a lot of the dangerous American animals is they're fairly restricted by habitat, I guess. They're in certain spots, but not everywhere, sort of thing.
No, they've just been hunted to extinction in certain areas, but they're coming back. So where I live, we got mountain lions, we got cougars, we got wolves, we got some moose, not very many moose where I live, but you don't have to go very far from where I live to find moose. We have bear, we have brown bear and black bear, but not really near the city. So here's the breakdown for you. But I bet you T-Bones is probably right. We probably technically have more dangerous animals, but Australia's got way more dangerous bugs. That's for sure.
Creepy crawly.
But to break it down, all of those critters except for moose, you're generally not going to accidentally wander up on. Okay, most bears are going to go away. All of the cats will likely not go near you. But if you do see a cat, like a mountain lion or a cougar, you got a problem. You did something wrong, or there's something wrong with that cat.
Yeah.
Because I think we had another person that got killed by a mountain lion recently.
In your area?
Well, in the state, so like, I don't know, 100 miles from here or something. But every single time that it happens, they hunt it down, and it's always like a sick animal or it's starving, so there's always like something wrong with the cat. Like a healthy cougar or a mountain lion won't go after a person realistically. It's always like something's wrong with them that makes them do that. Wolves, generally speaking, will stay away from people, but you definitely want to have a gun with you if you're around where wolves are going to be, because wolves will actually figure out and start to track you around a little bit.
Plus, they work in a gang.
Yeah, they work in a gang, but they're mostly persistent hunters, like people. So they're generally going to kind of harass and harangue an animal until they get too tired to do anything. So as a person, if you're kind of smart enough to know what's happening, you can pretty well, get out of that situation without really much incident. But bears in the springtime is when you really got to kind of worry about bears, you know. So when they wake up from hibernation, like they're not even remotely in a good mood at all, and really hungry, and you know, it's just not a good time. It's not a good time to be around where bears are. You got to be really paying attention. But in the fall time, like right now, realistically, if you saw a bear off in the distance or something like that, it's probably just gorging itself on berries or fish or something. You know, well, I think most of them are kind of hibernating by now because we're going into our winter here. So, but if you see a bear in the fall, generally it's not really that alarming. You just kind of make a ruckus, and they'll just be like, who's that? Let's go over there. I'll go somewhere else. You know, it's not a big deal to them. They just go wandering off.
Indeed. That's certainly one of the large animals that I reckon I'd be quite frightened of, a bear in the wild.
Ooh, somebody with the letter S says humans should be able to outpace anything on the planet. Well, we generally should be able to, but that's because we have the cognitive thought of like just keep going, like just keep going, like you know, you can have an active thought that's the thought process that's like I will just keep going. And a good example of that was what's that British comedian that's like a cross-dresser? What's his name?
Eddie Izzard.
Eddie Izzard. He started running all those marathons with like zero experience ever. Like he didn't even work out, and he just started
determination.
It was just like I'm gonna run a marathon, and like wasn't fast, but he just started doing it, and then he was doing it like every day. Well, I don't know.
He did like 9 in a row or something, didn't he?
I think he did like 30 or something. That's something insane. I mean, I think he did like one every day for a month or something, and then he started doing them in Australia and all this stuff. But yeah, it's just like that grim determination of like, screw it, I'm gonna go for it. You know, it's weird.
Bob Kaler says hi to Sarah. So what's been going on for you today, Scungey? We've got you on screen. We might as well talk to you.
Not very much. Boring-ish day. My kids are at school. Did some drawing. Went to town. Came back, and now I'm here. So yeah, not really worth hearing much about. Took the puppy for a walk through the park.
Which one? In Murwillumbah. Ibis Park.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you know, she just wants to like play with everybody and jump on everybody. But she had fun. Yeah.
She's a good dog.
Oh yeah, she's all right.
G'day, Mickham. Anyone else that I've missed? Sorry. What can we expect on your pardon me, Instagram coming up? Still doing dailies?
Yeah, I'm trying to do something every day, and I'm trying to brave up to like doing maybe some video stuff and trying to do like the stories and stuff and be a real person on there and utilize all of the things that they've got.
Sure.
But you know, if I wasn't doing it for the purpose of sharing my art, I wouldn't have the social media. Like I have a Facebook that I used to put pictures of my babies on so my family could see. Like it's just not something that naturally is a part of my day going on and doing that. So it is actually, I have to work really hard to convince myself to go on and do all the things on there.
Forward. Yeah, I can appreciate that. Instagram's not the funnest of things to get around and try and make it your own, but I think what you're doing is really nice and really good, and definitely good for spreading the word about your art.
Well, I would love to do
Especially
that.
back into it full tilt.
Yeah, I'm still not like fully recovered my flow yet, so I feel like I'm kind of still kind of stumbling, but I'm at least making stuff, which is, you know, I'm moving in the right direction, and I'm sure that the flow will just happen. It will just be one day, and it will come. So, but if I've got all my stuff packed away and I'm not making drawing anything, then it's not going to happen. So.
Yes, having stuff available to your hands is definitely a good start. Where is your dog? Nola Jane said she wants to see your dog.
You want to see my puppy? Yeah.
Bet she does.
Come up here. Come here. I have to move back to make space for her because she's not a very small puppy. Come here. Come here. I know you do. Ta-da! She's very black, so you can't take photos of her because she just looks like a silhouette, and she's all sleepy now.
She's very easy to step on and walk on and not see. She camouflages into the stuff very easily.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, even on my screen, she just looks like a black shape. Oh, I got a bit of reflection off one of her eyes. She's got eyes now.
I could try and switch a light on, see if that helps. I mean, she's pretty cute. Okay.
She's very cute. G'day, Preston John. How's it going? She's got a beard.
She has got a beard that she dips in her drink and then wipes all over you.
Yes. And she's got feet that are 5 times too big for her body.
They are quite large.
She might grow into those feet soon, but look at that monster hoof.
Yeah. And her legs at the moment are really long compared to her body.
All right, my guy.
She does lots of fun tricks.
I've got 8:30. I gotta go.
Right,
I gotta be quiet. I gotta go.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be around much longer. I did say to you earlier that I wanted to do a short one, but here we are. What? A long time later.
An hour in, yeah. I've got to go to bed because I got to get up at 3. So,
all right. Well, appreciate you hanging out again. Always good to have you in the house, in the hizzy, or whatever they say nowadays. Let's just go with house.
In the easy.
You can't go in there. You've got to go down this way.
So yeah, dude. Thanks again.
What?
I'm not sure what the schedule is, if I'm going next week or not. I think I will be. I'll touch base with you through the week.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
All again.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Nice. All right. Thanks to Corvus. A round of applause for Corvus Oskin, ladies and gentlemen. That's where I need my soundboard so I can make applause sounds and other fancy sound bites. What else? What else can we talk about? Got anything else we need to tell everyone about?
I don't know. I got chickens. I share my chicken. I grew them from eggs.
Pardon me. Yeah, well, that was, that's a decent little achievement.
I think it's good. I'm really pleased. It's been fun, and they're real chickens.
You haven't been on live stream to talk about your chooks, have you? So why don't you tell people about your experience hatching chicken eggs?
Well, I don't know. I hatched them in an incubator, but they, we got 4 hatched. One pipped and didn't make it out of the egg. It died in the process of the hatching. And yeah, and then at first they were in a little box, made them a little pretend mama hen out of a heat mat. And they lived in there for a little while until they got too big. So then they lived in the bathtub, and I had a bathtub full of chicks until they started hopping out all over the bathroom and pooing all over the bathroom. And so then I moved them outside.
Yes, that was quite the minefield to navigate going to the toilet.
Oh, it was intense, especially that first time that I walked in after they'd gotten out of the bathtub. Yeah, wasn't very pleasing. It's just they managed to poo in like every single corner of the bathroom, every bit of floor.
Jesse's asking, what kind of chickens you got?
So I've got one that is a Polish chicken, or it's Polish cross silky mate. Feeling, looking at it, it doesn't have any like silky kind of feathers. So I think it's just a Polish chick. And then the other ones they're like Easter eggers. So they're some mixed heritage breeds. And yeah, I got three of those, and they lay coloured eggs. So one of them, it came from a blue egg, and 2 of them came from green eggs. So it'll be a bit fun when they start laying.
Sorry, Chewy, you misunderstood, mate. Sorry, I've already got mixers. I meant a soundboard, like just a little app with buttons on it that you assign sounds to. So you click a button and it plays a sound. Just, for a little bit of comedy in the live streams. There's just not enough comedy in my live streams nowadays.
But yeah, I can get one. I can get a chicken, and you can make my chicken if you like.
Well, that's up to you. That seems to be a long walk to get a chook.
Yeah, but otherwise I just sit here, so I may as well get it.
Go on. Why not?
Well, why not? Exactly. All right.
Exactly. So, GRP asking about the markets again. There's no official markets starting up proper yet. It's odd though, because they still have like the farmers markets and those kind of things, and some markets are doing their outdoor stuff but none of the indoor stuff. But one of the ladies that Sarah used to go to her markets sent Sarah an email the other day about this new idea. So fingers crossed we might be jumping onto that just to get back into the flow of getting out there, getting stuff available to the general public. So yeah, fingers crossed that happens smoothly and we get about it. So the sooner we can get back into the markets, the better. What else did I miss? Oddball, did Haley come in here? Oh, hello, Haley. How are you? Yeah, much bigger in the last few days. I don't know if you've dropped that link in the chat, but by all means, please drop the link to the Peregrine Falcons again. Don't know if you saw the other day, there was a video popped up where the one of the adult birds missed his landing and bounced off the ledge. Humorous. He made it back up. There we go.
Little chick.
And this is this the one that's the cross, or is this the Polish?
This is the Polish one. See, so it's got this puffy thing on its head, although Pecker's has that as well.
Peckers.
Oh, yeah. So that was the first chick to hatch. But then it was pecking all the other chicks as they were trying to hatch and when they were freshly hatched. So it ended up getting called pecorino, but it's, you know, gets shortened to peckers in, you know, general conversation. But this one is really, really sweet.
G'day, Aquamate. How are you?
Look at its little tufty head.
That's
So
yeah, very, very cool hairdo. That's a wild looking chook. Is he keep that headdress, or does that change as it grows?
No, that's they've got the big. You should look them up on the internet. They're pretty good. They're pretty funny looking.
And Candy, you're absolutely right. It does kind of resemble what my hair looked like earlier.
Maybe that's why you like admire the hairdo so much.
Yeah, I find a synchronicity with it.
Yeah.
And what did you? What are all the 4 names that they've been assigned?
Well, so this chicken still doesn't have a name, but the others are. Well, there's Pecorino and Pepper, and then one of them is called Fluffball, even though it is like the least fluffy chicken of all the chickens, because it was the last one to hatch, and so it was like a little ball of fluff. Sorry, I'm going to sit down.
Well, Australians do love our nicknames, don't we? And our ironic nicknames.
Yeah, well, there's always good value in those.
The hairspray bill. Chewy had a big hairspray bill in the 80s. Why doesn't it surprise me, Chewy? I imagine that you would have had a dressing table like Marge Simpson's with drawers full of the stuff. Righto, what else can we go through? That's all your animals now, isn't it, apart from your fish?
Yeah. Well, I got that new fish. I don't know if I said. And his fins going coloured has been a really nice surprise.
Mm.
So now he's got like those like elephant ear fins. You know, they're not fully coloured yet, but they're quite pretty and noticeable.
Yeah, I think that's one of the most interesting things about bedders is when they change colours, seemingly just of their own volition. But who can tell?
Yeah, he's going pretty good. And yeah, I don't know. I don't have much else. Trying to do art stuff. Doing some, you know.
Well, righto, if there's anyone got any other questions, shoot us questions, because I think we'll just wrap it up and go and get about the day. What aren't you lying about, Jesse? That high hair analytics says a high hairdo equals subs, does it? I don't know if I can keep mine up. Won't stay up on its own. I got a big hairdo, not necessarily high hairdo. This one I call 1950s housewife chic. Yeah, Mick, we've got What is our law at the moment? Actually, we're not that restricted here, are we? Because we can travel into Queensland now. We have to get the appropriate paperwork to be able to do so, but we can still travel. There are certain, I think there's certain restrictions. Like if we fly into Victoria, we might have to quarantine for 2 weeks. I think that might be the same. Actually, WA is not letting anyone in still, are they? Anyway, I don't think we're that super strict. I think we've backed off a lot of stuff. But of course, every time they talk about backing off restrictions, then they start saying new outbreaks and it might happen again. So I think they're just keeping the general populace on their toes. But yeah, apart from that, it's really not impacting our lives terribly, except for the fact that we can't do any markets still. So yeah, I reckon that'll do us. What do you reckon? Right. Thanks, GRB. Yeah, I was wondering about that because I thought I heard a thing on the news the other day about WA opening up to certain. There we go. Jace, hello, mate. How are you? Jace says keep out sign is still up till after Christmas. So yeah, Perth's still very strict. WA, I mean, Western Australia, very strict. But yeah, not 100% sure about the rest. I'll try and put it on my homework to know these things before next stream. So yeah, if you haven't already, go and jump on Sarah's Instagram. Plenty more content coming out there. Check the Big Cartel site, the Threadless site, so many sites to go and check out. Feel free to buy artwork and stuff. That's always good when people buy stuff. It's like our favourite almost, our second or third favourite thing. And oh yeah, thanks you guys for your links. Candy, GRB and Derek been chucking up the links all day. Thanks again, Candy, too, for chucking the link in Bentley's stream. Very, very handy having Bentley go before me and mention my name as well. I do enjoy it when that happens. I was going to go somewhere else with that sentence and then I changed my mind. So anyway, what else? Just goodbyes, I guess. Thanks for popping up, love. Always good to have you on the stream. That was one of the things that is in front of selling Sarah's art in my list of favourites is when Sarah comes onto my stream. It's in my top 3. My sincerity oozes class, doesn't it? Looks like Manes, Tails, Fur and Fins is streaming next. Pressure's on you now, MTF&F. And yeah, thanks everyone for hanging out. It was a good turnout today. I like a good turnout. I agree, Cichlids23. It's good to see us both on the same screen. I mean, it's much nicer to be on the same camera and we can actually, you know, reach out and touch one another. That's always good. But, you know, if this is what we have to have, then this is what we have to have. So thanks again, everyone, for hanging out. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And if I don't see you, well, you know, if I don't see you soon, I'll see you when I'm looking at yous. And I'll see you soon, Scunch Princess. Maybe. Hopefully. All right, everyone. Thanks again. Take care. Look after yourselves. And all that stuff. Bye now.